Hey, good morning, guys. This is Brian Bertrim again, and I wanted to give a shout out and talk a little bit about why Facebook marketing is uniquely different than your website. And I put together a couple slides to kind of speak to it because I'm getting a lot of questions from people saying, hey, you know what? Thanks very much. I've got a web guy. Well, I want to be real clear here. I'm not in the business of providing web services. It's not what I do. In fact, I really care very little about your website, and I have a lot to say about it. I'm glad you have one, but me and my guys, we do not do anything, have anything to do with your website. Well, I shouldn't say that. In some cases, we still put something called the Facebook pixel on it. And I've looked at many of your sites, and I can tell that whoever is working on your site knows nothing about Facebook because they don't have the Facebook pixel installed on your site. So that's problem number one. So I would do that, but beyond putting the pixel and pixelating your site and using it just only slightly, I'm not in the business of web development services. But let me kind of speak to that in a minute. I've got a few slides. Let's kind of jump into that. So I'm going to share my screen now here. And as I say, this is all part of the new beginnings, intro to Facebook advertising. And so here's a typical Facebook ad. Now, what's really cool about, you'll notice the ads, this is actually a chiropractic ad, and it's for a voucher and adjustment massage consultation service. This is one of about 100 different ads that you could utilize and put together. But one of the cool things, if you notice with the ad, if I can take a moment, is it's highly personalized, to the practitioner. And that's very cool because I really want to convey you and your unique special services in your ads. I'm not like putting up generic ads selling unbranded services. It's very branded to you. And the idea of the ad is to create interest. That's what the ad's there to do. It creates a very specific interest in what we call the lead magnet, whatever is something drawing them in. It's usually the offer. Then from the ad, that's all the ad is supposed to do. It's supposed to stop people in their tracks because these are placed into the news groups, the news feeds of people's Facebook news feeds. And Facebook helps us to make sure that the ads are displayed and given to those that have a higher propensity to be interested in your services. And that's part of the whole tuning and adjustment processes that we help train Facebook to do that. Then once the ad kind of converts, so it stops a certain amount of people, and then they come through and they click through, I don't send them from this ad to your landing page. If I did that, I would get about a 1% conversion factor. So I want to be real clear. What I use is a lead conversion funnel versus a website or your website. And what I mean by a lead conversion funnel is that a funnel, the word funnel is designed to think that all these leads are coming in the top and a certain amount of them are coming out the bottom. There's no other avenues to catch people's attention. They're coming in the top, going out the bottom. They can turn around and reverse out, but unlike your website, you imagine your website, it has all sorts of other interest grabbing components to it. It's got the team. It's got about us, it's got photos, it's got services. And so there's all sorts of what I call leakages. And it's really there as a bit of a commercial. It's a large scale business card for you and your services. And if I sent prospects there, it's not like they're going to run around and pick up the phone and call you. They'll go, oh great, I can come back here anytime. So let's look at some of the components of a funnel. Well, number one, this funnel is congruent with whatever the ad is. So if the ad is pushing some sort of highly special voucher, what's this ad say? What's the landing page say on it? It says, give me the voucher. So the idea is that they come through that voucher and we trade that voucher for their personal information. So now they've physically opted in. There's also, I put something on a lot of my landing pages, scarcity. And I have a timer, it counts down. So it sort of suggests that if you dare leave, it likely won't be here. So I have 20, 30 kind of optimization, it's highly optimized for opt-ins. And I have maybe 20 or 30 variations of this in components that help drive the opt-ins higher and higher and higher. And that's how I'm able to deliver the results that I do. And at the end of the day, you're not hiring me to do Facebook advertising. And maybe haven't really made that point clear. My job is to deliver warm bodies in your door, certainly leads that go down that road, and I'm working with you to help you convert those leads to put warm new patients in your door. You're not hiring me really to do Facebook advertising. I could be going to the mall and stopping people, accosting people, and handing out vouchers or something, if that's how I did it. I haven't gone that route, but maybe someday. But that's what I want to explain, though, is that really I'm not here as a Facebook marketer. I use Facebook, but I also use Instagram. I also use Bing and a few other tools to help deliver the results. So hopefully that's kind of being driven home. And while I've got your attention here, let's take a brief moment and talk literally about some of the opportunities. And here's one of the kind of core secrets to Facebook. And there's more to it than this. So you'd be spending roughly about $15 a day. That's kind of where I aim a lot of my chiropractors to. Now, some of them are spending 50 or more, but they're able to deal with a higher amount of leads. And because part of it is we have to both learn to convert these leads. It's one thing for me to create the leads. I have to work with you and your staff to turn those leads, into live patients. So imagine, but for about $15 a day, we're producing between 100 and 150 leads per month on average. Some get more, some get a little less. But that's where I'm kind of focused in. Now, those leads that come in the door, I kind of categorize them in two ways. I call them my fast lane and my slow lane type of leads. And the fast lane leads will be very easy to convert to patients. They'll react to whatever the offer is, and they'll convert quite easily, and we'll get them in the door. The other, let's say half, will be what I call slow lane. They've opted in, but they haven't necessarily committed yet. And they're a little slower to commit. We have to build some rapport between you and them. I don't mean that you've got to phone them personally, but they need to kind of get to know you and your services a little bit better. And people buy from those that they know, like, and trust. So if they start to build some know, because now they know of you, they've come through and opted in, now they have to form some liking. And from that point on, we get the opportunity to slowly, in some cases, even build trust. I think a lot of times trust is built when they come in and actually visit with you. But if we can start to build like to the point where they're really to commit to maybe this offer or another offer, and you got to understand, as part of the campaigns that I build, I recognize that there's different types of traffic, and I build various landing pages, various offers. I do things like retargeting. I do a lot. I can even work with your existing email lists and things like this. That's a little bit after the fact, but understand that this isn't just some, throw it up and hope for the best. There's a lot of work that goes involved and a lot of psychology that goes involved in driving this type of business. So that said, that's a little bit of info. I wanted to kind of give you some background as to kind of what goes on, how these campaigns work, and how this is not about web development. This is about business development services and putting live, warm, brand new, energetic, new patients in your door that can help transform and drive your business. And that's how we're able to see the numbers and see the results and turn around. In some cases, chiropractors now, count on this specifically to drive their practice into an area that they've never heard or seen before. Okay, listen, thanks for your time. It's Brian Bertram, and I will be talking to you guys soon.